While most people are transported to another world, he chose to travel back to the modern age. As the most powerful necromancer, he grew bored of his invincibility in the other world. So, he ended his own life. When he opened his eyes again, he found himself in a completely unfamiliar world. Everything around him sparked his curiosity, but from the expressions of the people, it was clear this place seemed stable and peaceful. Just then, two police officers noticed the bloodstains on Pete's neck and approached him to ask about the situation. Before Pete could answer, a woman named Joe interrupted the conversation and quickly pulled him into an alley. Although Pete didn't recognize her, his body's instincts signaled that Joe was his ally. Joe suddenly grabbed his legs and threw him into the air, then performed a full-body inspection, confirming that Pete was still alive. Without missing a beat, she pulled out a crowbar. It turned out that she was the one sent to kill Pete. Although she didn't understand why Pete, with his throat cut, was still alive, Joe decided to finish the job. Pete took refuge in a house, but the magic in this world was too weak. Not only could it not heal his wounds, but his body couldn't move very far. Another injury would kill him for sure. At that moment, Joe discovered his hiding place and threw a throwing knife at Pete. He rolled to dodge it, but this only seemed to excite Joe further. Pete was the first person who could avoid her knife. Joe pulled out the crowbar and engaged Pete in close combat. Although Pete could track Joe's movements, his body was too slow to react. He decided to flee, but as he turned to escape, Joe's knife struck him. Pulling the knife out, Pete hurled it back at Joe with all his strength. In the moment Joe hesitated, Pete successfully made his way into a dimly lit room. Just as he was wondering where he was, Joe appeared behind him again. She was surprised that Pete had come to this place, especially because it was known as the execution ground in the criminal underworld.